So today I'm going to teach you how to make chocolate tuile. So chocolate tuile, basically, it's a very nice chocolate decoration that you can do, and it's not so complicated to do, and that's why I'm going to teach you everything about it. A lot of people have been asking me about it, so I think it would be nice to do a video. So this one, basically, Tuile. So if you don't know, Tuile is the same shape as a Pringles. That's the same shape. You can do it round, you can do different shape, you can do different sizes, and that's the perfect chocolate decoration for your desserts. So now, there's things you really need to know that's very important. Let's talk about the equipment. I'm gonna show you how to make a round tuile, like a basic tuile. So you will need some different cutter. So for the cutter, just a plastic round cutter is gonna be fine. Any shape depending on the shape that you want. Then here it's a bicyclette. You don't have to have it. It's just I'm gonna show you how to do it also with this. So basically that's gonna be for a square tuile. But you can also do it with a knife. I'm gonna show you with both so you know how to do it. Tape. You will see how important is the tape. This one here, we have a ruler just to take some measurement if you want to, choose the size of your tuile. So that's good to have. We can have the scraper. It's gonna be to spread out the chocolate. And then super important because you cannot do the tuile without that. The acetate or guitar sheet, depending different name, but it's the same thing. In France we say guitar sheet. In English they say acetate. So that's for this, and obviously chocolate tuile, we need some chocolate. So here I already melted some chocolate. So the chocolate here is at 50 degrees. So I'm also going to explain you how to temper the chocolate. And so let's do it. And really, I really love this decoration. It looks very fancy, very fine. And there's things really you need to know so you can really succeed. So let's start. Basically, we're gonna temper the chocolate. Before to temper the chocolate, we are going to make sure we have everything ready. You don't wanna temper your chocolate first, and then you're like, oh, I forgot this, but then your chocolate is gonna set. So very important, some mistake I've done before. I temper the chocolate, then I realize I don't have all my tools, and by the time I get all my tools, the chocolate is set, then you need to do the process again. So let's put everything here, because we're gonna temper the chocolate here. So this is basically a stone I bought this 5 years ago. I had this in my living room because I was training how to make chocolate, and that's what I bought, that's what I use, and that helped me a lot. For tempering chocolate, you need to make sure in your kitchen is not super hot. So right now the temperature here is 22 degrees, is good, it's Celsius. Basically, I used to temper chocolate, and it was never working. I was getting crazy. I was like, why is it not working? Why I'm not succeeding about chocolate? But then I realized because it was too hot, or in the kitchen I used to work, or in my place, like summertime, no AC, like there's no way you can do chocolate. Then I bought this, and this keep the, like you can cool down the chocolate easier. Because the problem is I was doing on those kind of table. But once you put the hot chocolate on the table, then the table stay warm. Then you cannot cool down your chocolate. So that was basically my mistake. Then I realized that once I bought this and now I was doing it on a marble, the chocolate was tempering way better. So basically, here we have the chocolate at 50 degrees. And what we want and what's super important is that we need to drop down the temperature fast. The problem that I was doing, it was when I was doing on the table like this, it was keeping the chocolate warm, and the temperature was not dropping down enough. And you have to drop it down enough so the chocolate can have good crystallization. Otherwise, what's happening is like you are tempering your chocolate, and at the end you realize that the chocolate is not setting. If the chocolate is not setting, it means you didn't temper it well. Or whenever you temper it, didn't go fast enough. So that's why it's very important to respect the temperature of the tempering. Anyway, I'm going to give you the temperature so you will know which temperature it has to be. So this one is melted at 50 degrees. So let me check the temperature right now. So right now it's exactly 50 degrees. So now we're good. What we're gonna do, We're gonna drop the chocolate here. I always keep a little bit of chocolate because what we do, we melt it at 50 degrees, then we have to drop it down 27, 28, and then we need to bring back up to 30, 31. So by keeping a little bit here, basically, once we pour back the chocolate, it's gonna bring it back up again. So what you wanna do is you wanna spread it out like the widest possible. So more you spread out and colder it's gonna get. Up. Very important thing. You wanna cool it down, but whenever you cool it down, before it starts setting, because if it's super cold in your kitchen, it's gonna set super fast. So you wanna put it back together fast. Otherwise, on the side here, like all around the chocolate, if in the kitchen is cold, what's gonna happen is that your chocolate is gonna start to set, and then you're gonna have like pieces of chocolate. And then you don't wanna have any pieces of chocolate, because on the next step, if you have a little piece of chocolate inside that is hard, we're not gonna be able to do the tuile. So pour the chocolate, you spread out the widest you can so it cools down the chocolate fast, and then you check your temperature. So right now here, we are 26, so it's actually even 1 degree colder, but it's okay. You just don't want the chocolate to set. I can see already the thickness here. And now we're just gonna put everything back in the chocolate, in the container. Here you go. So when I started off, obviously I used to put chocolate on the floor, on the ceiling, everywhere in my clothes, and then more you practice and cleaner you're gonna be. But of course at the beginning, I was a mess with the chocolate. So now we have our chocolate here, 30 degrees. So right now it's perfect. Basically it's ready to use. So now we're gonna keep it on the side. I'm gonna clean this up. Actually, we don't even need to do it on this. But then I'm gonna explain you also that it's important. Here you go. So make sure that there's no crumbs of your table, that it's smooth. The problem sometimes with the stainless steel table, that is not flat. Maybe it's a little bit curvy. And if it's like this, you can't even spread out properly. You need to make sure that your table is going to be like super flat. So now that you have your chocolate ready, what's gonna happen? We're gonna spread out in between 2 sheets of acetate. So what we wanna do, you're gonna put 1 sheet here. You can put a little bit, you can make this a little bit wet. So whenever you put your acetate here, it's gonna stick on the table. You see, it's not sliding. So it's gonna just help you. You will understand why. Now, you wanna have your tape ready. Actually, I should have even put the tape before. You wanna have some like piece of tape ready here, because we're gonna roll it around it. Once we roll it, we're gonna have to tape it. So you wanna have like your tape ready. Here you go. Now what you wanna do, you wanna pour the chocolate like right here, like right at the beginning of the acetate. And then we're going to put the other one on the top, okay? So far, so good. Now we're taking like a pipe. To be honest, you can use like a roller pin. You can even use this. Just make sure that is flat. I just like to use with those pipe That's pretty light. You can find this in Home Depot, super easy. Once you put the chocolate here, you want to spread it out. Here you go. You want to go pretty thin because the tuile is supposed to be thin. Also, if it's not thin enough, it's going to take forever to set. And also, I mean, it has to be thin because it's going to take too long to set. And then whenever you're going to roll it around, if it's too thick, you're not going to have something very like smooth. So the thing is, like, let's say if you put too much chocolate and you cannot do it thinner, just make the chocolate come out a little bit. Like right now, I put a little bit too much chocolate and I have to push and the chocolate is gonna come out a little bit. But it's okay. The most important is that here is pretty thin. So now that you did this, there's a time you have to respect. So basically, if you cut your shape and that your chocolate is not set yet, what's going to happen is you're going to cut it, and then it's going to get back together. If it's too set, like right now I can see the flexibility, like this, like it's ready to cut. So basically, like what you need to do, what you need to know is like when you put your finger here, that the fingerprint is staying inside. If you put your finger, like you see, like for example now, it's even a little too set, I waited too much. But you need to cut it like this. We can do different shape of tuile, like smaller. So if your chocolate is very well tempered, it's going to take like 30 seconds to start to set. So you cut the shape that you need. And then once you have your shape cut, you want to roll it around it to give the tuile shape. And then that's why you need to have your tape ready. So you can put it right here. So now what we need to wait is that it sets to be able to remove it. So you will see, it looks really cool. The best, whenever you do this, the best of the best is just to do it one day before. You leave it, you make it one day before and you leave it to set at room temp all night. So then your chocolate is going to crystallize and then it's going to be super shiny. If you try to remove it after 1 hour, it's not going to be as shiny as if you leave it overnight. So that was for the round shape, super easy. I'm going to show you again, and we're going to do a square shape. So this one set pretty fast because in the kitchen right now is not too hot. Actually, it's pretty cold. Now we are like 20 degrees Celsius. So chocolate is going to set faster. You need also to adapt depending on the temperature of your kitchen. Even the chocolate that I temper, it's okay. Once you temper the chocolate, depending on the temperature, but you have an average of 10 minutes to make your decoration. So now it's still fluid. Still fluid. So we're going to do the other one. I'm going to put a little bit less here. Here you go. Same again. The other acetate on the top. And then I'm going to take this one because I messed up the other one. And we're going to spread out. So when you spread out, you go like one time. You can go twice. Just make sure it's pretty thin. That's super important. Here you go. So now, I want to show you when it's not ready. You see like the acetate right now is like super flexible. The chocolate is still set. If I put my finger here, it's getting back together. So if you see, like here, you see it's like getting back. It's not hard, it's still super soft. And now, probably like 1 minute, we're gonna start to cut. So I used to do like a chocolate tuile, like square one. To be honest, if you do big production, it's so much faster to do the square one because in like 10 seconds, you can cut like a lot of tuile. Then with the round one, you need to be super quick and do like one per one. But you can do with this, and I'm gonna also show you with the knife. With the knife, you can do different shape. Here you go. You see now? Now the chocolate starts to set. It's not liquid anymore. So let's start with the knife. So with the knife here, you see you can cut something like this. And you see whenever you cut, like the cut is stained. Like you can see the marks. Like you can see here. Once it's like this, it means it's good. So you don't want it too soft, and you don't want the chocolate to get too hard, because after, if it gets too hard, you're not gonna be able to roll it around the pipe. Then when you cut the acetate, don't take the knife where it's cutting. I take in the other side, because otherwise you're gonna cut the acetate. So here, you can do small square, you can do rectangles. And then here we can cut like up. There you go. So now we have some square. And actually, let's, well, we could just like re-put it outside. It's fine. But for this one, maybe let's, yeah. Let's do same. Here you go. And another tape. Then depending on the curve that you want on your tuile, you can tape a pipe that is like smaller. Then you have a more curve. Let's say you want to do a giant tuile. Then you can take a pipe that is bigger. This one is about 9 centimeter diameter, I think. Yeah, that's a 9 centimeter diameter. If you want like better curve, you take a smaller one. So that's for the chocolate tuile. So I'm gonna wait like 20 minutes because I see the chocolate is setting super quick, and it's pretty cold in the kitchen right now. It's 20 degrees. So it's gonna be easier to remove them. I would say like 20 minutes. Let me show you this in 20 minutes. Yes, so now it's been about like 15 minutes, and we're gonna, well, as I said earlier, the best way is to leave it overnight. Now you don't want to speed up the process by putting in the fridge, because what's gonna happen, your chocolate is gonna crystallize too fast, and then sometimes it just can break. So you want to leave it at room temperature. And then now the hardest part is to remove it from the acetate. So here you need to be very gentle. So one thing, let's say you make a lot of tuile decoration. My recommendation, it would be to keep on this until you use it. So then it stays covered with the acetate, it's gonna stay shiny, because once you remove it, then that's very fragile. They can break easy. And then if you're in your kitchen, let's say it's hot, they can even start melting a little bit. So the best, even you keep it on this until you use it. So now to remove it, so what I do first, I'm gonna remove one side of the acetate very gently. Here you go. And then the other side. So here, if you look here, look at this beautiful tuile. So the good thing is, by doing this in between two sheets, it's very fine. You see, like, it's like super fine. And then it's shining both sides. So now you can remove it. You put it like on a, you can put it on a baking sheet with a paper, nicely organized. And then you have your decoration. You can put it on anything. You can put it on a cream puff. You can put it on a tart. You can put it, I used to do a decoration. I was putting it on a, it was like a glazed desserts, like a nice sphere. And I was just putting this on the top. with a little gold leaf here, and that was it. So now that's for the square one. So now you can see here. Let's do the round one. So round one is the same. Up. You remove the inside. Here you go. And now we have our tuile. Up. Here you go. So, look at this tuile. How beautiful it is. Like a chocolate Pringles. And then here we have the bigger one. Here you go. Like this is perfect. This one you can even put it on the bigger cake. I used to do a dessert. Actually, I used to do the big birthday cake, and I was making a giant tuile on the top. So give some volume, looks really nice. And you can see if you temper your chocolate properly, like it breaks. And you can hear like this now is not soft, it like really like breaks good. So here you go, we have all the tuile. And you can see like the thickness, like it's very fine. You don't want to have a tuile that is very thick. Because then if it's too thick, what's going to happen is going to get a little bit wrinkly with the acetate, and it's going to look super bad. So now we're done with the tuile. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And now it's your turn to do it and make on your beautiful desserts. And I want to see a picture of your desserts, obviously. So thank you so much, and I will do a lot of more videos like this so you can be a better pastry chef.